Team Liquid, our first series of today. For those of you who are just joining, welcome on in. It is going to be a lot of fun here today on the Storm stream.
Yeah, I'm already excited just by this draft. It's very different coming out from the side of Nine Pandas. I mean, it's still in line with how they want to play, but into what Liquid has in store, it can go back and forth. Both teams have really good tempo if their lanes go according to plan. Liquid with a sneaky smoke here.
Okay. Let's see. I'm really curious. He is still going to just go the Vanguard first. Okay. I was going to say, I'm curious what the starting items are going to be for the Pudge. For Mickey, like, the options usually are just, like, Vanguard or into the... Well, we'll get back to that. That's an... That was so fast.
Yeah.
He died so fast. You forget how tanky Alk isn't when you get -6 armor. You know.
He just melts. 2 base armor to start with. Really good use of that smoke to drop the forward ward. And they stick long enough to see someone sticking their head out. So, yeah, already off to a good start for the side of Liquid. 9 Pandas should still be able to find an even bounty rune trade to make up for it. So you get your gold injection for Ramses either way, but not the best feelings to start off like this. At the least, it does make things a lot more painful. And I am a little bit curious as well. I'm looking at Roger. He does manage to get the D ward on the camp, so it'll have a pull. Boxy just intercepting to keep Ramses away. You don't have that Blightstone start on Roger, which it's still alright. I just feel like you kind of miss out on maximizing your acid spray and unstable. And, you know, you miss out on that opportunity to, say, play by level 2 or level 3 aggressively on this Alk and Enchantress lane.
Yep, absolutely. I'm just keeping my eyes on this mid lane right now. Nisha actually ends up missing a couple of the CS there, and he's going to take a lot of damage from the tower as he's still not quite level 2 either. So struggling a little bit in these early levels, but he's doing a good job of just applying pressure on over to Kiyotaka. I think he knows he's going to be getting to this bottle pretty quick. Thanks to the first blood, he's chilling.
Yeah, he's farming up well. He's using the melds really nicely onto the Riki. I mean, the first level or 2 can be pretty decent for Riki, but as it goes on, should have an easier time in stabilizing there for the TA. They are getting rather aggressive up top, at least. Insanious, way too low.
Ramses? I mean, he's just dead. Zai just get the double kill on the Mirana. I mean, this was literally just impale into blood grenade, and they run down the Enchantress.
Yeah, it's a stable Mirana stun lane if you want to play Hour. You don't even have that as a factor just yet. You just have all the damage coming through here. And they harass. You have to watch yourself. Again, you don't want to lose out early on lanes here.
Techie's top lane also gonna fall. Just gets, frostbitten, hooked under the tower. The classic Pudge combination. It always is super scary. Like a couple, I want to say like last patch when the rat was getting picked all the time, you would see like CM Pudge as the counter, because anytime the rat would show, it's just it's a free kill. Like you 100% turn a single frostbite hook. So always quite funny. But now Techie's getting the treatment.
Yeah, it's not a fun feeling. I mean, Antares was dropping Insania fairly low, but they just can't get the last ticks of damage off. Miara can't really follow through, doesn't have the value point in Surge, isn't at that level 3 spike yet, where the Iron Shots start to really shove Mika away while he doesn't have any points in the Flesh Heap. They are still getting good farm out, at the least, so the sacrifices of Antares is still giving Miara space to farm up on that Darkseer. And that timing for your initial ore items, it is very impactful for this hero. And we've mentioned this with Darkseer a couple of times when you've seen it. If it does fall flat in laning, it can feel pretty annoying to try to recover in that hero. It's just very momentum tied to have that impact in the mid game.
And just watching Zai play this Mirana on the bottom lane, he just went for a double Wraith Band, so tons of armor here. They just double stun up Ramses, and he's gone. He throws the concoction, but it's just not fast enough. And now Roger on the run here once again. And Zai just needs a few auto attacks. The question is, will he dive the tower forward? He's really thinking about it, but nah, he'll give up. Dude, I'm expecting just a Leap Starstorm out of this guy in a moment. I can feel it. He just doesn't want to break this out. Oh, there it is! He's going for
Oh.
Roger. Does he have the damage? He's got one more leap available. Has to dodge out the stun. The enchant comes out. Doesn't manage to fog him on the walls, but Zai will end up trading his life here against the Alchemist. So he'll get the reset for himself, but he is just dominating this offlane.
Yeah, it's not what you'd expect. It's fairly hard to reach into the Mirana, to be fair. Boxy's been doing a great job of just keeping his body away for the most part, running in only when they're sure they can get this follow-through from the side of Nine Pandas, and it's just rough. Like you're finding everything right now on side of Liquid. The mid lane matchup, as we expected, is not going smoothly for Kiyotaka. You're still not really able to stop Mika, and he gets another hook.
Yeah, it's not difficult to play, you know, Pudge when you have a Crystal Maid in your lane, especially when you're against a hero like Darkseer, and you can just completely block out the damage from that Ion Shell. But has his Vanguard completed, we'll see him go for the boots here relatively soon. And eventually Mickey will just be left alone in the lane, and Nisha finally finds the kill in the mid lane. Nice meld strike there. It was kind of inevitable. Like, he was hitting a ton of Sideblade procs here in and around this tower as he was trying to find some CS on this Riki, but just getting punished at every opportunity. So really, really well played by him.
That's just not an easy lane for a Riki. I mean, level 5 now in Nisha, level 3 Refraction. You can't melt through when he dives. Up top again. And they're just able to constantly bully out. They can't really find the kill. They don't quite have enough output on Mika and Insania to kind of get that done, but you're applying that pressure. You're ensuring that the Darkseer is just not as comfy, and Antares can't sneak in for any aggression with Blast Off. He doesn't even have the Blast Off in this lane, knowing that it's a lot more passive. He had to go for the Taser just to have a way of bailing out from these situations.
That's actually shocking. I would not have expected the Taser. But it works. I mean, he needs it to try and get away from the Pudge, I suppose, because it does give him the 18% bonus move speed, so maybe that's like the actual thought process behind it. Miro just taking a ton of damage from Mickey. Very difficult hook to hit, but bottom lane, they've caught Ramses once again, but no, he gets a stun off the last second here. And Boxy tried to get away from this Enchantress, from this Alpha Wolf.
And they're still applying that pressure. I mean, Ramses, his Alka is just not... It's not having as comfy of a lane. He's still finding farm, but that's to be expected when you do have your Grievel's Creed as a passive, so you're still able to get that build-up, but it's not the smoothest build-up. Zeiss right behind you on your tail. They're trying to get aggressive up top, but they're losing out bot.
Yeah, but Nisha in the mid lane has a haste rune, finds himself a kill, and bottom lane again, like you said, another death there on the Enchantress. Alchemist gonna try and pop Zai there. Almost manages to do it. It's actually very close, but does leap out of the acid spray. But Nisha mid lane on this Templar Assassin, this is the big scary situation right now. If you look at the difference in net worth, he's almost double the net worth of Kiyotaka, and I literally mean double. Like, that is not... There's no exaggeration there. He's literally almost double.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to keep Nisha in check. No one's rotating mid because the side lanes aren't going to according to plan here for Nine Pandas. It's Liquid to show up. Kiyotaka's not safe.
Kiyotaka is certainly not safe, as he does make the jump over to Insania here, is hoping maybe he can keep himself alive, but Nisha... Does he get the Sideblade proc? Almost. Does not manage to find the angle. But again, I mean, he just came back to lane here on Kiyotaka. He's going to be forced out, and meanwhile, Zai finds himself another kill here onto Ramses in the bottom lane. Just good old impale into arrow. You talked about it earlier. They didn't even have the arrow early on. This wasn't even an arrow. It was just Starstorm and Spike Carapace.
They got so much output. They're trying to change gears now in Nine Pandas. They've dragged a lot of heroes mid to try and stop Nisha, but you don't have great natural refraction burn outside of the Ion Shell. And you don't have anyone to really put that Ion Shell on unless Antares blasts in by himself. Nisha.
Oh man, he's got a DD rune. Oh dude, that is rough. Antares comes on over, ends up just burning down here to the Pudge. Now they just give the kill to Nisha. They're just stacking up the damage. Like, okay, Nisha, you're the real carry from the mid lane here. Everyone else, you know, they're just side characters. He's the protagonist.
Yeah, he really is. And still applying that pressure down bot, though.
That's a nice find here on the Boxy, or is it? Does he gets the Vendetta
Huh?
off? Dude. Nothing going right here for the side of 9 Pandas. As they even commit the wall in the top lane to try and find Mickey. They will bring Kiyotaka up here as well.
Oh. You can try something?
I mean, he has to know. He is losing a lot of health and quickly here. Does have Flesh Heap available, but he's going to get under the tower. He gets the stun. Flesh Heap does come out, though. And the hook under the tower into the Dismember. The Darkseer in trouble. He falls. Zai cleans up another as now Kiyotaka is on the run. He's going to escape, but you're just getting slaughtered in every attempt.
Yeah, and they switch gears after failing that gank bot. They try to make something happen up top, haven't committed the wall. The least Kiyotaka dodges out the hook from Mike. He's able to kind of get some space out for himself, but this start for Liquid, I mean, this is 1-14, a 5k lead. You've got the Alchemist, who's at the least not bottom network core, but he's also not top, which is still not a good feeling for the Alch. And Liquid just, they've taken everything they wanted to. The only thing they're lacking is really maybe a side lane tower push. The big one would be the off lane to allow you easier access to the Wisdom Rune, but you wouldn't buy in any side lane at this point. Boxy.
Oh, he's got the Spike Carapace to buy him a little bit of space here, but he is surrounded by 4 heroes. Does at least steal the shield rune away. So getting up on the, I mean, no, I guess not on the board, but doubling their kills up to 2 now, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Double the kill stuff.
So much gold, actually 600 gold for that kill.
I mean, every single kill counts. And if you're that far behind, your catch-up mechanic is kills. And just jungling. So you find a kill, you kind of balance things out a little bit more. It doesn't really drag it your way, but, you know, it's a start. If you can kind of rinse and repeat, play off that kind of gank potential you do have still with the techies and the blast off. However, Liquid, I mean, they're just kind of chilling. You know, they've cleared out these stacks on Nisha. They're going for another Moonlight play. No Vendetta, but might be able to get a good jump on that sneaky Alch who's been farming a little bit too free the past few minutes.
And certainly they're getting very close as they've got the Spike Carapace here as well if they even need it. But just an easy dismember out from Mickey. And he's up to his 5th stack of Flesh Heap. And he's got a Helm of Iron Will.
I like this. He's got the full Crimson Guard flying out.
He's got a
lot of strength for that. Yeah, he's already finished it.
Goodness.
They just want to sustain this aggression.
Well, he is going to be able to get an invis and get the sentry down. Kiyotaka just gets bursted completely. The Vendetta damage from Boxy is just way too much, and Roger on the run, an easy hook into Mickey's. They grab themselves 2 more kills. They just do not relent.
They don't rest, and again, this is what I'd say is a very optimal way to play the patch. Hyper aggression coming out, feeding off these kills early on, not bleeding out too many kills as well. And having like at least one farming carry just playing the jungle, taking some camps. Right, there's not much room to breathe here for 9 Pandas. The only hero that can work the camps right now is Ramses, and he can kind of take care of the stacks, not too comfortably. He doesn't quite have the sustain or the HP and armor to kind of sit through, but he is slowly but surely getting into that point where the Radiance comes out. So you'll have something to play with. The 9 Pandas, they've got some room up top to shove in. They've already lost their bot, but they could try for a trade. Twin gate movement, though.
Yeah, absolutely is. Mickey is just, well, I mean, it looks like he's just going to continue farming up. I like this build a lot. I did not consider just a Crimson Guard rush from him, especially against someone like a Darkseer, but it's working, man. They do manage to find Insania here on the backside of the jungle, so they do get themselves another kill, which is quite nice. Going the way of Roger, though. Top lane. They found Miro on the Darkseer. Boxy's helping set this one up. The Dismember comes out. The hook as well. The vacuum away. Miro's out. He's tanky enough. He drops the walls. Ramsey's going to try and join the fight here. Ends up stunning himself as he loses vision. And in comes Zai. He's got an Atos, the Starstorm on the mark as well, but this Enchantress doing a ton of damage under this Acid Spray, and Zai, he's caught out, he's stuck in the trees. He's gonna go down, and Ramses cleans up the Nyx Assassin as well. Mickey currently gonna get some assistance here from Nisha, as they're looking for Ricky. They do manage to catch him for the moment, but he just jumps away as there's no hook angles.
They're finding some trades now on the side of Pandas. Again, even though these are support kills, it's a good chunk of gold. It's 1,000 gold swinging back their way. They only had to sacrifice really Roger for that kind of play. And this is what you kind of have to do. Just try to force really awkward angles out from the side of Liquid. Try to catch them while they're not fully together. Punish them. And get the damage going. Like, you catch up really quick. You're still getting room out for Ramses on these Alk to farm up. With Radiance, his farming pace should kick in. Number 2 network has recovered pretty nicely. Still needs to get that advantage on the Alchemist. But overall, despite it being 5k ahead for Liquid, you're not completely out on the side of Pandas. This is still within the realm of playable for them. You are still concerned, though, once Nisha comes out of this jungle with a full BKB, that's where some trouble might to show up. You won't have any clear tools to stop Nisha from just melting you with the Meld and Deso ready to go.
Yeah. I'm a little bit curious, like, to see how this Crimson Guard is going to work on Mickey. Like, obviously, it does scales super well with just Pudge in general because of how much strength. Oh, what a hook. But like I said, it feels like a weird game to go for the Crimson Guard. You're playing against so much magic damage here, but it still may end up being enough. There's going to be the Twin Gate rotation to the top side as they are smoked up here on Liquid.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They really want to go for this Dark Seer, the arrow into the hook, the Dismember, a little bit of stacked disables, but they've got plenty of follow-up there from Boxy, so they'll finally take down this Dark Seer. They do not let him get away this time.
Get a nice kill. They could try to commit, but instead they'll just go for Roche. They'll leave the tier 1 tower, and with the Deathster on Nisha, and just go Roche on. There's nothing to stop you here. Without that team fight that the Dark Seer provides for Pandas, they can't go into this area. And it's just a freebie.
This is actually so smart.
And the Watcher control to enable this aggression off the back of this Roshan. That's the scary aspect right now for the side of Pandas. Their map is just going to shrink a lot more. They've got to get a handle, immediately disable some of those Watchers. Otherwise, it's going to be a rundown effect where Liquid will just keep going, and they're pretty safe to get that done.
It's actually kind of cool. Crimson Guard blocks like all of Roshan's right clicks this early in the game.
What an item. And this is post-nerf as well on the sub patch.
Yeah, from
That's
60
cool
to
to
50,
see.
right? Bottom lane.
They
They're
didn't see
looking
the
for him.
block.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have Dust, either of them. They're hoping he was just going to walk under a sentry. They've got like Ward sentry deep in the lane here, and Insania is trying to play around it, but he is on the other side. Oh, wait a minute. Kiyotaka's getting aggressive here onto Box. He just turns to fight him. The question is, will he be able to live long enough? Tricks of the Trade does come out, and that will be enough. He's lived long enough. Gets another kill for Nisha and another Flesh Heap stack here for the Pudge. It's the top lane. We're going to see them get a little bit aggressive. There's going to be the Atos, the burst damage, the freezing field canceled by Antares. This is a nice back wall. It does come out. Ooh. They're trying to turn it around, but do they have the damage? They get Insania. Zai's the big kill here. He's got no leaps left. They do manage to make it happen. 2 kills as a turnaround here for Pandas.
Yeah. Just no
they're
TPs
still hunting,
available
though.
on Liquid.
Oh, the ward's protecting him, but Mike manages to find them anyway. The blink comes out. In comes Ramses, however. Does pop the Crimson Guard for the moment. Boxy gets a great spike carapace out, stuns up the Ricky, but he's going to fall here. No way to actually survive that one. But you're right, yeah, Mike just took no damage from this Alk at all.
Literally no damage. Just with a Crimson Guard and the Flesh Heap active, the guy just doesn't melt. I think that's a little bit too much EHP on Mika right now. So going for more.
Oh, just barely off the mark there from that.
Would have been nice to pick up, but 9 Pandas with those kills. I mean, the kill on Zai, definitely a lot bigger. A core kill, kind of helping them to catch up. And again, Ramses, the investment into the Alk has been paying off. Still within on arm's throw of Nisha on that free farm TA, who had a pretty free lane as well. So you've got some good spikes. You've got the BKB ready to go on Ramses. You've got some play. Wall only a few seconds away as well. If Liquid still want to force this clump up, they could be punished.
Oh, Mickey. Yeah, he's going to try and get punished indeed. They get a nice back, and Ramsey's with the stun as well. The question is, can you actually kill this Pudge?
No
He's just surviving through it all. They drop the wall into the acid spray. Mickey trying to get out, but in comes Kiyotaka, and they finally managed to make it happen. The BKB committed from Ramses as he just blinks away, or rather leaps away here on Zai. And a BKB out from Nisha. Wait a minute. The turnaround, Nisha in deep all on his own.
Yeah, that was an interesting flank from the rear. Doesn't quite pay off. BKB charge is wasted. Still has the Aegis for a little bit longer. I do like that Nisha's going for the axe, but they're not done here.
Oh, they know they're on the portal. They know someone's still channeling. They are going to follow it, though. The question is...
This is a bit crazy.
It's just Insania, and he doesn't know Kiyotaka is here. He's like, oh god, there's more. What can you do?
Yeah, maybe he expected his team to kind of back him up, or he expected to try to just go for a solo kill opportunity with, say, a very quirky position on the freezing field. Does get punished. And you don't want to bleed out these kills on Liquid. Like, yeah, you're 10 to 22. Look at the lead. It's down to 2k now.
Yep.
Off these multiple support pickoffs and that one death that Sai has given away.
It's that combined with the fact that Ricky gets a lot of experience out from kills and assists as well now. Like, this, where is he? What is he sitting at? He's 1, 4, and 5, so probably like a few hundred XP at the moment that he's actually gained, like maybe half of a level bonus from his ult, but it stacks up pretty quickly, especially once you get to like level 18, once he has a couple more items. So we'll see. You definitely have to be wary of that. Mid lane, Concoction, Ramses. Just gonna let
nice
that one
arrow.
go. But bottom lane, yeah, the arrow into the hook. They found Kiyotaka. Beautifully done.
Wow. I'm pretty sure that was semi-blind as well. Like, they didn't have clear vision, just a high ground.
Well, they've caught Ramses. Nisha comes in with the Melt Strike, but can they actually find the kill in time? He gets the Crimson Guard off, and Nisha, he's got Aegis for 10 seconds. He does not mind dying here, but they're letting him live.
Should die. No.
And now in comes Mickey on the Pudge, super tanky, another vacuum to pull them away. And that's it, the Aegis expired. They just dismember the Alchemist. Ramses goes in, gets super punishes the lead. Nisha just turns it around with the BKB, and Zai still managing to live up on the side. A beautiful hook from Mickey. He finds another 4 dead on the side of 9 Pandas as a result of that one.
That's some great patience from 9 Pandas. Trying to force out the Aegis expiry first, but a really aggressive move forward by Ramses. Then again, who else is there to run up? You know, you don't have that mobility on hand from Yarrow. Your Ricky's not durable enough to kind of make that play for you, so it has to be the Alk. And he's just punished. Like, he popped his BKB a little bit early in that engagement as well, so doesn't have the protection to follow through. And they lose out. Suddenly the swing's just back on Liquid's way. 5k off the back of those pickoffs. And they've got a lot to worry about with the full Ags flying out from Nisha. And we talk about control on the map. We talk about the value of travels. With Nisha having the psionic projection, he can just work this map so damn well. He can snowball really hard with some well-placed traps.
Yeah, I love the TA Ags this game. Like, especially on just how enormous the map is now. Like, the TA's Aghanim Center just has become so much more value. Being able to just sonic project to the Twin Gates entirely, or, you know, around the map in general. But we're going to see another initiation here as they find the Enchantress. The backside of the fight, they are looking for Nisha, as he's 1 second away from the BKB. A huge find here as they manage to get on top of the Pudge as well, and he's going to try and TP on home. But no, the quick stun out from Ramses. Mickey turns around with the Dismember. He is all alone. There's no way really out of this one. It's going to be a double kill for Antares on this Techies. I mean, beautiful find there from Ramses.
They get the one target they want, and they're keeping that chase up. Kiyotaka poking and prodding. Doesn't have enough to hold down Zai. But that's what you need. Again, where 9 Pandas shines the best is when Liquid's kind of spread out. They're not playing together as a team. They don't expect these angles to come in. They're making good use of their wards that they have really defensively in their jungle. And they get some key kills. So now Ramses, #1 net worth, Not quite a sizable lead just yet from the Alk, 1k gold, but by the time that hits 4k, you're full item ahead. You start to feel a lot better about the Alk pick. Your other cores are still fairly behind. Kiyotaka, Miero, still not having that build-up they'd want, but they've got the Shard in Kiyotaka. And that Shard plus Acid Spray, it softens up a lot of these heroes in these fights. You have to be wary if you're positioning here on Liquid.
Yeah, it really does. And Tara's in the mid lane. He's going to try and survive. The pipe by him a little bit of space here, but the Frostbite comes in from Insania, and he's got the Freezing Field plus the Shard, so he's trying to just follow him up, but doesn't have the chase there for Miro. Meanwhile, in the jungle, it's a big find as they get Kiyotaka once again, and Ramsey's going to try and just TP on home. He does not have a hook. There's going to be no cancel there. And Zai gets Roger. So, a 3-for-1.
3-for-1 going the way of Liquid. It still hurts to lose out on Nisha. And dropping your TA one more time is a pretty big deal. It's a nice kill for 9 Pandas to find. And still kind of keeps them in the game with some gold flow. But Liquid are still in a strong position. Like this time it's 9 Pandas that's a little bit split apart. They get punished for it. They're not quite ready to deal with a fight in two fronts. Like their damage is again front loaded with Alk and Ricky. When these two heroes are elsewhere, you can kind of just clean up everyone else. No problem. Like the threat of Miero isn't quite there. Even with the illusions he can get with a wall, it's not particularly amazing. And the output on Taras, it's not at that point where the techies can try to go for these solo pickoff plays as well. Nice snipe from Boxy, taking away that AC.
Yeah,
use the
that is
vendetta
super
for that,
nice.
but it's worthwhile.
And Boxy does have the day gun, which is just so funny. I feel like there's no other item you can take on this hero. And Boxy top lane does manage to dodge out the blast off, but not be able to dodge out the rest of these heroes as Ramses comes in, grabs the kill himself.
Again, some punishment coming out from the side of 9 Pandas. On the Nyx, I mean, he's going for the Blink next, which makes sense. Maybe a Force Staff provides some value here as well. Again, probably not going to do much against a Ricky when the smoke screen's on. At least you can bail yourself out and try to make some plays. So, still some room to grow. But yeah, and a Dagon Rush on Nyx is actually not griefing anymore, even on the support position. Because of Mind Flay. Just the way it works. Mind Flare. It's something to see that happen. Dagon Nyx back in meta.
I love it.
All the
It's
way
always
back
funny.
to... That's like a Dota 1 throwback, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Even
really
early
is.
days of Dota 2. Jeez.
All right, top side of the map, Roche is up, and they're gonna go ahead and potentially start this soon. The thing is, I'm looking for some traps here from Nisha, and I'm not really seeing any. So he has no way to project up here. I guess there's one towards, the jungle, but not up towards the Roche pit.
Not in that key area where they'd want to contest. And this Roshan can go fast. Minus armor that you can stack up here. They're not going all in as they do get the scan.
All right,
They're forced to fight first.
TA is here. They're just TPing to the lane, but they're going to be able to start the fight here onto Antares, but the Guardian Greaves going to keep him quite healthy. A huge smoke screen and a beautiful vac wall fight too. It's going to be Zai and Mickey that go down. Dude, what a sick play there out from the side of 9 Pandas.
Yeah, they just catch Mika jumping in, trying to get that instant dismember, but as long as Kiyotaka's around with the smoke screen, you have no way of saving. You don't have that mobility on the Pudge. He's not going to be trying to work onto a Force Staff, still trying to rock that BKB. And again, Roche, it doesn't take too long to fall. With the Acid Spray and the smoke screen providing minus armor, it just melts. So they get the free second Roche. They get Watcher control now on the side of 9 Pandas. And they're finding a grip in this game.
Right away, they just look for Nisha, and he's going to be able to catch him on the silence here. He's going to be forced to BKB, and the question is, can he just find a kill as a turnaround instead? He just TP's home. He does not want to risk it, and Boxy now on the run. Looks like he's going to make it. Oh, wait a minute. He canceled a TP. They turn around with the Moonlight Shadow, and maybe they can find a kill on the Kiyotaka. Ramsey self-stuns. Okay, they can.
Oh, some punishment coming out from Liquid. I'm not sure if Boxy intended to cancel his TP, to be fair. I think he popped Spike Carapace thinking that it wouldn't interrupt. I mean, it doesn't break your invis from Vendetta, but I do believe it still interrupts your channeling spells. They make it work though, right? Calculated, coming out from
he
Liquid.
got spooked, and he's like, oh, easy bait, guys. Baited. Easy.
Still though, I mean, this is still a pretty difficult moment now for the side of Liquid. 9 Pandas. They've got that scaling on Ramses ready to go. He's going for the Basher next. He's got a way to work through these BKBs. He's got the full AC up and running. One from the courier coming back into the game for him. And this is where your scaling kicks in, right? Like the threat of Vac Wall, your combinations into that with your blast off on top, with a smoke screen and acid spray, enjoying that AoE control. It's not a comfy fight for Liquid to take 5-on-5. It's now Liquid that feels like they need to play this pickoff game, where you try to find an isolated hero from 9 Pandas, or you just get this really massive hook that enables the 4v5 to come true for the side of Liquid. Any pickoff feels great. Enchantress probably the worst one to get, but if you find someone like Antares on the techies, removing that blast-off stun simplifies the fight. Heck, even isolating Kiyotaka, if you can slip the Riki by, could be the way to go.
They're smoking towards the bottom side of the map, and it is going to be Kiyotaka who drops the dust. They know something's up. They saw someone come here. There's going to be the scan, but Antares tries to find Zai. He gets the leap just all the way out of dodge as Mickey is going to hook him as well. So he is safe for now. A nice disengage there from Liquid. Good read on that rotation.
Yeah, just not enough instant lockdown coming down there from 9 Pandas. They had a good read as well, with just that instant vac and blast off, but doesn't quite connect with the follow through stuns. And Liquid get to keep going back and stalling for time. Amnesia's finally going back for his own Hurricane Pike next, which should save him the BKB use out of the smoke screen, so he can kind of hold on to that a little bit longer, get some spacing between these cores, try to just get better melt strikes off. They've got to find this angle though. Like, going into the ages of Ramses, honestly it feels manageable enough if you manage to waste the first chemical rage. So I don't think it's the toughest thing. It's just everyone else behind Ramses is your issue. Like, just the follow through, just that vac wall with a smoke screen, with a blast off. It's a lot in 5v5, and for Liquid, their 5v5 control just isn't quite there in comparison. You're kind of relying a lot on Boxy to land multi-hero impales. Perhaps once the blink is up, that process can kind of simplify for him.
Just watching Boxy go to steal the rune and just take 2 mines to the face. Good stuff. They were actually in a pretty good position there on 9 Pandas, but instead they decide to back out. Murata just trying to burst down Kiyotaka here. The misses. Is it enough? It's not.
Oh.
Gleipnir gives True Strike, on procs. That's pretty huge. Gets the kill.
Yeah.
Dude, he has a Vindicator's Axe. Oh my god. That's actually so smart this game.
That it is. Like,
this item got massively buffed, too. Like, this item is ridiculous.
Armor.
It's 20 armor in silence.
It's insane. Yeah, it's 30 damage on silence. It's huge. The silence probably not as big of a deal. I think just the stun and how much durability you can get out of that is huge.
Oh, there's just smoke screen,
just
right?
jump in?
Oh, Mickey, yeah, he does just jump in. Huge back wall catches for the BKBs out right away, but a beautiful blast off there from Antares. They're trying to survive this, but Mickey with the Ags, he's burning them down. They've got to get out. Nisha with his DD rune is doing way too much as well. And the Alk, he's got this member up. Mickey signs the fate. Now the question is, can they get out? They have an Aegis. Ramses wants to get back in. There's going to be the Chemical Rage. He's looking to get on top of Nisha, the Forest Staff. The Concoction does connect Mickey. Can he save him? He's got to blink up in 1. Never mind. He didn't have the detection. Nisha just survives under the cover of Meld. And they managed to take down Ramses. Buyback from 2. Nyx Assassin as well as the Darkseer trying to get back in this. But Mickey on this Pudge was just way too tanky.
And this time, it's down to the fact you don't have the Riki. Kiyotaka dies earlier on.
They're not done yet, man. The Gleipnir comes out. They find the Enchantress. And the damage from Mickey helps find another kill. Dude, he's up to 20 flesh heaps. And this Aghanim Scepter just did so much work in this fight.
Really did. And again, for 9 Pandas, I mean, that fight goes sideways just because Kiyotaka gets picked off from that little play from Zai in the tree line. So they go into this fight, they get the big back wall, but you don't have the smoke screen. You don't have that additional -6 armor. You don't have the silence to force out BKBs earlier. And with that one piece of the puzzle taken away, it opens up these fights for Liquid. Now in a good position to just try to force in these objectives, knowing that the wall's down for a little bit longer. I mean, once Ramses is back up, you can make some plays. Wondering how hard Liquid really pushes the envelope here, but no, they'll play it safe. Very, very safe poking and prodding, just using Nisha's front line. He did have the shield rune as well, so you know, it's not like you can kill him off that quickly.
Yeah, just having a bonus 1500 HP stacked up there is not bad. Roxy behind the tower here gets the initiation onto Antares, but Kiyotaka comes in, does stop Pudge from initiating. A nice freezing field in from Insane. He's got a BKB protecting him as they're trying to burn down Miro. Ramsey's getting to work as well as Zai with his own BKB, trying to just survive for the moment, but Kiyotaka, he's on him, he's surrounding him, but Mickey on the Pudge is just way too strong, man. He's got his opening. Kiyotaka does manage to blink strike away. They're all falling on the side of Liquid. The Abyssal Blade comes out, and now Mickey, he's up for... He's just gone, man. They can't actually escape. It's going to be 5-0.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's just all Roger.
Dire's top tower
Yeah, he's dishing that damage out. And that's why the Ench is just so scary when you get to a point where it can just stand back. It's not a priority target. It was a really split up fight. It looked decent for Liquid because it was so split up. Like, the vac wall doesn't catch as much. You're not able to combo into the smoke screen as well as you'd want to for 9 Pandas. But they kind of make Liquid chase them around quite a fair bit. They're not able to find a kill onto Kiyotaka. Just very slippery onto Ricky without that additional control necessary. And aside of Liquid, I mean, this is such an awkward position to be in. At the least, Roshan's not coming up for a little bit longer. You should be up by the time anything tries to happen on the high ground. If 9 Pandas will try to force that issue early, you will lose out on your Tormentors. So a few more shards going the way of 9 Pandas.
I just want to see where this fight went wrong. Like, we watched the replay. Like, Boxy gets the initiation. Kiyotaka stops Mickey from coming in. And you would think, like, a huge freezing field, Zai's in doing a lot of damage. I guess it's just actually the Crimson Guard's survivability out from Miro here. They have halberds, they have radiance, they have smokescreen. There's so much like, just mischance. I think that actually is just what it is. Like, they're just missing a lot of attacks in these fights.
There they are. Hello?
Oh, he gets the hook onto Roger. That's a pretty slick one right there. Well played by Mickey. Okay, good stuff, good stuff.
Yeah, get something for the trouble. They're still hunting for more. One hero down in these 5v5s. That's a big thing to open up.
Mickey jumps forward, does manage to find Antares. The smokescreen tries to save him, but wait him. He actually is fine for now. In comes Zai, manages to get the kill. Disarmed though at the moment. They're taking a lot of damage, and there it is. Another beautiful back wall, and then Ramses on the backside gets the initiation onto Insania, but there's going to be the BKB dismember out from Mickey. He's got to get out though. Ramses is starting to ramp up this damage. Mickey's gone. The disarm on Tanisha Baktu. The beautiful stun catching for, but it's just Roger chasing him down once again. One more auto attack. Oh, Ramses on the backside managed to take down Zai, and Nisha will project out. Dude, it's just... the damage from this Alk now is just ridiculous. They've got so many forms of minus armor, right? They've got the AC, the smokescreen like you were talking about. They've got the acid spray, a solar crest even. Like, there's just... they've itemized so damn well to deal with Liquid's heroes.
Yeah, you don't have that physical burst coming out from Nisha. And we see he gets a little bit of spacing in that last fight. He's getting the hits in, but it's just not damaging anyone. The Crimson Guard, all this additional armor, even Ramses at 15, going for the acid spray, giving armor as well. So much durability coming out to every member on the side of 9 Pandas, and Liquid, they just can't pierce through it. They just lack the control. They lack the damage. I mean, again, oh, more.
Yeah, more indeed. Kiyotaka finds a kill bottom lane. I mean, this is what you can do on Ricky now at this point in the game. Like, he's level 23. He's got a pretty basic build. Like, he's great at killing supports. But queuing up the Nullifier will be his next item, which makes sense, right? If you can stop the Force Staff, that's all you really need. Also remove Crimson Guard. Good stuff.
Just try to remove some of that durability coming out from the side of 9 Pandas. And Liquid, they're only 5k behind, and they are still within a decent range of Ramses. Like, it's right about a 5k lead on the Alk. One major item, really. Not the biggest deal in the world, but the way these fights are breaking out, 9 Pandas are just finding these really good angles for these massive vac walls, and just all of these AoE effects stacking on top of each other with all of this durability on hand. You need a pick-off in Liquid.
I mean, they were trying, they smoked up here, but Kiyotaka breaks the smoke, and he does have that finish nullifier, so Insania, you're potentially walking into the wrong neighborhood. We'll just back out instead. And you also have a refresher shard finished up on the Darkseer. Ashiva's now as well. I mean, they have, speaking of durability, man, it just keeps getting stronger.
Yeah.
And Paras is so farmed on this Techies, man.
I'm not sure if we're going to see that Ags. I don't know if this game is going to last long enough.
In lane, they look for the Pudge. The nullifier does come out, but there it is. Ramses comes in, the Abyssal Blade as well. They're trying to save the Pudge. He pops the BKB as they drop the wall as well. The hook does come through. Mickey needs to be a little bit careful. And it looks like they will just back away. A decent commitment, honestly, from the side of 9 Pandas if they don't lose anything on the side of Liquid.
Yeah. And it's a lot to come out. They did force out the BKBs from the side of Liquid, so they might not feel as secure in the next fight. But they... Oh? Kiyotaka?
They're trying. They've still got him with the dust, but... Nyx Assassin can't get out. Kiyotaka just shreds him, man. It is way too much damage. The projection away out from Nisha means the rest of the team needs to get out. And they have their eyes set on this Crystal Maiden. Kiyotaka wants his opening, but will he find him? He just thinks he's going to jump right up on the high ground. He doesn't care. Gets a smoke screen. And a nice hook will save him for the moment, but he just continues to jump on over. They do get the dismember into a nice arrow, but the damage, it's just not there. He's all alone on this Pudge, and it's just going to be Ramses that beats him down.
Oh my god.
Huge play here as Roderick gets the pike onto Zai. It's not going to be enough to find the kill, but it's just Ramses once again. He gets the Nyx Assassin, disarmed his Nisha. He's got to try and get out of here. He gets protected. No, he gets silenced instead. 95 seconds, has a buyback available, but they're bleeding deaths one by one as Kiyotaka's at the fountain. They've got Insania as well. That's going to be a dieback. Ultra kill for Ramses on this Alchemist as Liquid are crumbling on their high ground.
Yeah, it's falling apart. 9 Pandas, they're just finding these heroes almost one by one. Liquid, they're not able to pull back, regroup, and try to find something. Gunning for the tier 4s. 9 Pandas, they smell that blood. They know there might be no buybacks. There's only so much Nisha can try to do to stop this. He's trying to clear out the creep wave, but it's not enough.
That's it, man. GG. If you had told me the 10-minute mark that 9 Pandas was going to win with a 21,000 gold advantage, I would have said it's possible. But oh my goodness, what a comeback here from